Hello and welcome. I'm Artemis Evangelidi, and this is Emergence, Leading from the Field. The space where we explore what it truly means to lead in today's world, not from hierarchy or ego, but from depth, awareness, and alignment, with heart and with presence. Now, this space has been a long time in the making. After a soft launch in 2022 and then a long hiatus as my focus shifted to other things, I'm so glad to be back and I'm so excited to be here with you. Whether you found this podcast through my work, through a conversation, or simply by following an intuitive nudge, I'm grateful that you are here. So let me begin a little with why I felt called to create this space. In my work and in my own life, I've seen that real change doesn't come from pushing or forcing or fixing. It actually comes from emergence, from listening deeply, from tuning into the subtle threads that are asking to be seen, heard, and honored. And that's what I want to offer here, the space to explore these threads. There is so much noise in the world right now, so many demands to perform, to produce, to prove. But really, underneath all of that, something quieter is speaking. And it's that voice, that intelligence that I want to listen to. So in this podcast, we'll slow down, we'll tune in, we will look at leadership through a different lens, one that honors the whole, the seen and the unseen, the inner and the outer. I wasn't always in this work. I did begin in a very structured and traditional path paved with legacy and hierarchy. First as a corporate commercial lawyer, then working across global consulting, policy, and organizational change. On paper, I was successful. And for many years, I was a champion of change, of healing, of doing good. But eventually the pathway started to pull apart, and the one that I was on no longer felt aligned. There was a deeper part of me that was being neglected. And, I remember moments, pivotal ones, where I could feel something tugging at me, a quiet knowing that said, hey, there's more. This isn't it. You're here for something else. And, that was not the first time that I had heard that voice. That voice first visited me in 2005 when I quit my then inner city corporate legal role and took off to Europe on a one-way ticket to find balance, harmony, and I guess inspiration. And so when that voice spoke again, I knew the next big shift in my life had begun. That was the beginning of a long and layered journey, and one that involved unlearning, deconstructing, deep healing, and also deep remembering who I was beneath the roles and the expectations, remembering the values that truly guide me, and slowly, very slowly, allowing myself to follow that knowing. That journey has led me to the work that I do today. And truth be told, it's still unfolding. I'm still emerging. And I imagine that you are too. Today, I support individuals, I support organizations who are navigating their own emergence. Now, that might look like conscious leadership, coaching, systemic constellations, regenerative strategy, learning transformation, or simply just holding space for people as they remember who they really are. The work is intuitive, it's grounded and relational. And it's really rooted in a belief that when we come back into alignment with ourselves, with nature, with one another, our leadership becomes an offering not a performance. You can, of course, explore more about what I do at artemisevangelidi.com. But really, this podcast is a part of my work. It's a place where I really want to share my insights, questions, practices, and invite others to do the same. So, why emergence? Why the field? Well, the name of this podcast, Emergence, Leading from the Field, carries a lot of meaning for me. Emergence is the process of something new arising that couldn't have been predicted from what came before. It's organic, it's mysterious, it's magical. Oftentimes, it can be uncomfortable, but it is deeply intelligent. It's the wisdom. And the field, well, I guess that's a layered phrase. Yes, it's the energetic field, it's the quantum field, but also the field of life, the space between us, the invisible dynamics in systems, the deeper intelligence that moves through us when we're truly attuned. To lead from the field means to listen to life itself, not just to what we want or perhaps what we've been taught, but really to what's arising in the collective, in the unseen, in the more than human, in the beautiful, energetic world, in the heart and soul of consciousness. So, as this is the first episode, I guess I'd like to share a little bit with you about what you can expect from this podcast moving forward. What will you hear in this space? So, some episodes will be solo reflections, like this one is today, where I speak from the field, from my heart, from what I'm noticing or sensing in the moment, always with curiosity, always with a deeper urge to know more, to explore more, to test my own boundaries. Other episodes will include conversations with leaders, change makers, and the visionaries who are walking paths of integrity, emergence, and really transformation. You might hear about conscious systems change, or regenerative leadership, or embodiment and inner work. We might explore working with nature, with intuition and the unseen, perhaps even holistic approaches to business and life. It really is a space for conversations to flow, for thoughts to flow with curiosity and a deeper sense of knowing. I'll also be sharing mindful practices, simple ways to ground, to connect, and return to presence. And always, always, my hope is that this podcast feels like a sanctuary, a space that nourishes something in you, a space perhaps that remembers. So, as we begin this journey together, I would like to invite you to reflect on something. What is currently emerging in you? Where are you being called to lead differently, perhaps more honestly or more gently? And what are the old skins that you are ready to shed? You know, when we make space, new things can take root. It's when we let go that we can grow. Now, you don't need to have the answers, just a sense of curiosity and a willingness to stay with the questions. Well, thank you for listening. Truly, this first episode is a beginning, and I'm honored that I've been able to share it with you and that you have shared it with me. If you feel that it resonated with you, I'd love for you to subscribe or follow the show. You can also connect with me through my website, artemisevangelidi.com, where I share more of my work, upcoming offerings, upcoming retreats, and really some ways that we can go deeper. And if you do feel called, share this episode with someone who may be on their own path of emergence. Sometimes one invitation can change everything. In the next episode, I'll be speaking about the body as a field, and how leadership begins in presence. I truly hope that you will join me for that. Until then, take a breath, stay connected, and remember, emergence is not something you force, it's something you allow. Until next time, yours in presence, Artemis.